Hello. So I want to just talk about the auto chess tournament really quick. This is my second attempt. Gonna be completely honest. First time around was a little bit long. I think I have a better idea what I'm trying to say now. So this is about some of the issues brought up on Reddit. Right, I want to address some of them. I want to apologize for how things went. Right, I do also want to explain what happened though. Because if I'm completely honest, not I don't think things went as badly as they're being portrayed. There were some errors made, and I'm really sorry for those. But let me get into it, okay? Let me get into it. So the Auto Chess tournament, the Auto Chess Open. Why did I do that tournament in the first place? It was never for any sort of gain for myself. It was always just about. I saw BSJ host this tournament and it was sub only, and actually I have no problem with that. I think that's totally fair. But it made me want a tournament that anybody can join, right? So I hosted one, right? I spent quite a bit of time organizing everything leading up to it. Yeah, so tournament rolls around, and let me go ahead and show you our spreadsheet. So why is this spreadsheet important? So this is our spreadsheet for the Auto Chess tournament. This spreadsheet is important because this is kind of what the entire system was based on. So we needed a system. Oh, by the way, the music is playing because it kind of helps me stay calm. I am not in a great spot right now. I do not feel well. And the music just helps me. Okay. So this is our spreadsheet. Now, how does the spreadsheet work and why do we need it? So the way the spreadsheet works is we have a sign-up sheet, just a Google form, everybody signs up and then they get put into this list, right? Then the spreadsheet will automatically generate a bunch of things. It will automatically generate a match. It will automatically generate an ID for that match. It will automatically generate a host. It will automatically generate a lobby password. And then, the status thing right here, status in progress, and then it will automatically update whether or not it's finished or still in progress. Then we can add in results, and the match will automatically push the results into the next round. So we're now in round 2, and we'll automatically take things from round 1, put them into round 2, and then we can go all the way through round 3, round 4, all the way to round 9, which would be the finals. So that's what the spreadsheet was supposed to do. Why do we need a spreadsheet? Well, the format for the tournament is actually kind of a little bit complex. So Auto Chess is an 8-player free-for-all match. And the way I wanted to run the tournament is I wanted to make it so the top 4 move on and the bottom 4 get knocked out. As well as the top 4 that do move on, first of all, they shouldn't ever be placed in the same match, because then you just play against the same people every round, which is not that fun. And secondly, I wanted them to be seeded according to their results, so that if you're first, you get into a match where there's one other player that got first, and then 2 players that got second, 3 players that got third, and 4 players that got fourth, right? So you get rewarded for performing well, and you get also there's an incentive for players to actually play out all of the matches and not just stop after the bottom 4 have gotten knocked out. So that is the idea, and that's what we need a spreadsheet for, because turns out it's actually such a specific format. There's really no website. Like you can't just go on Challenge and say I would like 8-player free-for-all bracket with the top 4 moving on, bottom 4 getting knocked out, and then top 4 being placed in different matches as well as being seeded according to their results. That's just not something that they offer. So we needed to create our own system, and we created this system. Now this spreadsheet actually works. Like, it works really well. So I tested everything going into it, and I haven't modified any of this. It hasn't been fixed since the tournament, and it hasn't really been touched. First of all, I don't even know how to fix it. Like, I didn't really make it myself, right? I don't know enough about spreadsheets to be able to do this. You can see it's a fairly complex one. But let me go ahead and show you how it works. So we have this round 1 right here, and it's still in progress, so we can actually use this as an example. Right? But you know what? Actually, let's go in. Yeah, no, let's use this. Let's use this round 1 as an example. So we've got our lobby password bounty. So how does this go? Well, we have this auto chess match results Google form for the admins. So you add in here the password, right? So now the system knows, okay, this is the match, like it gives it a match ID. Then you add in the results. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add in evade. I'm gonna add in the stranger, right? I'm gonna add in this guy. We're gonna just go ahead and add in the 4 people on the right. So they are now 1 through 4. And then I submit it. And done, right? So now if we go in here, if we go into match results, it's currently updating. And then it should, at the very bottom, you can see there's bounty, evade, the stranger, D3, and Long Johnson. So we have these, I should kind of scroll up a bit so you can see it. But yeah, you can see that the match we just filled in is now properly filled in. And now if we go into round 2 and we search for evade. Wait. Yeah, okay, well, it's not working again. Why is it not working now? You can see the results are coming through, but I think it's just updating. Yeah, you can see it. It's saying it's updating. I did a test earlier, and then the round 3 worked just fine. I think round 2 takes a lot longer to update because there's just a lot more, you know, results here. Anyway, yeah, that was our spreadsheet. I did test this earlier on stream as well, and then it worked. Let's go ahead and try this right here. Right, I think the round 2 is just really slow because there's a lot going on here. Right, but we've got our Wind Viper. I add this in here. Sorry, that's the wrong stuff. That's for later. And then we say, okay, this guy moves on, and this guy right here also moves on. Right, we'll just add in only 2. Boom. We've got a result. Now if we go into the match results, you see down there, there it is. We grab this, we go into round 3, and wait, what is this? Oh, it's still updating. It's still updating. So we can now go into here. There it is. Look at that. Wait, no, that's... Oh, there we have it. There we have it. Yes. So you can see that it was actually now updated. The player was already reported, because I apparently used a result that was already reported, but there's the player. So it just takes a little bit to update. Right now it also says finished here. Right, if we go in here, we've got Felix. I'm sure it will update in just a second. Right, there it is. Right, so the spreadsheet actually works. It's just a tiny bit slow at times because, you know, it needs to process a lot of information. But it does work. Right, and I can keep going through it. Like I can now go into this match right here, and I just grab this guy, right, and say he won. I submit the result. Then we go. You can see in the match results again. Here is our player. Hey, random access marbles or something. Thank you very much for the sub. Sorry, I'm kind of doing a thing right now. Right, and there he is in round 4. Right, so the spreadsheet actually works. It does work, and it works really well. It just takes a little bit to load because it's really complex. So what ended up happening is what ended up happening is that because this I just assumed this was how we're gonna do it, right? And so day comes around, we set up round 1, everything's looking fine with round 1. Hey Draco. And I add in we add in the first results, we share the bracket and all. Actually no, sorry. I am not in great shape right now. I think you can tell. I apologize. So we start the round, right? We start the tournament. We tell everybody to go check out their round in the bracket. What ends up happening is that the spreadsheet crashes. Like, and by crashes, I don't mean that it completely shuts down and we can't see it anymore. Pretty much everybody can see their things. The problem is that the spreadsheet went into an HTML read-only version of itself. It didn't stay editable like it is right now. On top of that, I believe that not all information was processed properly, right? Like, for example, that await guy that I just added in, right? He was clearly already in the bracket, but the match didn't show as finished. Why did it not show as finished? I think that's because the spreadsheet, again, was overloaded with so many people viewing it that it couldn't handle it anymore, and not all of the data got tracked properly. So here's the thing. Now you might say, okay, well, why did you use a spreadsheet? Well, the thing is, I have seen Google Spreadsheets handle traffic much bigger than this. Like, this was the first time I've ever seen something like that. Honestly, so what ended up happening is we did round one like this, and then it crashed, and we couldn't do anything anymore, right? The sheet wasn't updating, nothing was working. I asked people to stop viewing the sheet and just go into a different sheet and do things there, and it didn't work. It didn't work, right? Like, so what I ended up doing is I just took all of the results we have, because at this stage it's been an hour and a half. Well, it was an hour since the last round finished, and we still hadn't managed to like actually get the spreadsheet to work properly. And I just took all of the results like this. That's what I did. I took all of the results, I copied them, and made this sheet. You can even see the tab down here. This was the original tab where I just copy pasted everything in there. I very roughly formatted it, and so this was the point where we lost data. And this is the point where where we just didn't have everybody that should have been in the next round. And I'm really sorry about that. You know, I really just wanted to run a tournament for the community, you know, like it wasn't, and I'm really sorry we lost data, and I'm really sorry that we lost people, but at this point I didn't know what to do. I had two choices from what I could tell, right? I had the option to just say, okay, we lost some data and we'll try to just like, you know, manually find the people that didn't, like, you know, that didn't make it into the data and like try and manually fix it. Or I just shut everything down. I just stopped the tournament. From what I could tell, those were my only options. Right? I couldn't. What else could I have done? You know, like there was no time. We were an hour over time already, or an hour over schedule, and I just didn't know what to do. So I decided to just move forward. We're going to have some losses, and some people are gonna be treated. No, they're just gonna be cheated. But looking at it, you know, I just thought that, you know, it's better if 5 people get unfairly disqualified because we lost some error or some data and because we made some mistakes, than it is to just shut down the entire tournament. You know, that to me seemed worse. But I don't know what else I could have done. So that's what I did. We started creating a bracket manually. So this bracket right here, this is the round 2 bracket, was a bracket that has, you know, match IDs and passwords and hosts, and it's got 8 players each. And this bracket was created all by hand as quickly as we possibly could, right? Just using the results sheet from this spreadsheet, right? We're just trying to get it done as quickly as we possibly can so we can start round 2. And this was literally like 10 admins simultaneously editing things because we just needed to get it moving. Right? So we create the bracket, And then going into round 3, I had a little bit of downtime. That downtime was spent creating a template that we then used for all of the following rounds. You can see here, right? This template that we use that just makes everything nice and easy and makes it simple to understand. But at this stage of the tournament, everything was done by hand. So you can see that if you look at this spreadsheet up here, everything is following a pretty complex formula. There's no simple just name in here, right? Well, in this spreadsheet, we just manually inputted all of the names. We just manually inputted all of the results. So at this stage, we ran into some problems. Because we had such a big loss of data from the first to the second round, we had a lot of people messaging us. And, there was also a little bit of a loss of data from the second to the third round. And we were trying our best to fix that, but we had lots and lots of people message us and lots of people trying to cheat us. Like, crazy amount of people trying to cheat us. You wouldn't believe it. There were so many people that were trying to use this opportunity to get back into the tournament, right? So let me actually show you something that happened. So this happened on Sunday, right? Like, where we only had 48 players left in the tournament, right? But it's just the most easy to read example that I could find. But this happened on Sunday. But this right here is a guy and a player in a match, and he's just like, "Park, do we start as soon as we have 6 players?" Right? And he's just, "Yeah, if all 6 are there, correct." We only had we did 8 matches of 6 in the top 64 first round because we needed to kind of reduce the bracket a little bit. Don't worry about it. Actually, we needed to widen the bracket a little bit. But anyway, so we just said, yeah, all 6 are there, just correct, and then we start the game. Then this guy shows up, and he's like, "Can you host? Is match 4 getting hosted?" And Chai's like, "Oh, but we already started. We already hosted it, right?" And he's just like, "But like, host please." Clearly not native English speaker, totally fine, right? And then he said, "But we already started." As a guy in the match, we were started with our 6. Like, and then I'm like, "You're not in the bracket though, right?" And then he's like, Max goes and checks his Discord name from the original signups, and it's like, "Oh, that's Mirage. That guy is in the bracket. That guy should be in the bracket, right?" And then he should be in game 4, and he's like, "Mirage," and we're like, "Wait, what?" So at this point, we like look around, and it turns out what ended up happening is there's a guy that changed his name to be the name of this guy. Right? And it was written kind of funny, like some capitalized letters and like a little dash at the end. Changed his name to be the name of this guy, right? Joined the lobby, pretending to be him, trying to sneak his way back into the tournament that way, right? And then this guy, this was the guy. Like, at the time, this person still had the name Mirage, has changed it since then. Sorry, I don't have a screenshot or anything like that, right? But if you just like look at the context, right? This guy says game crash,
it's been a year
right?
since I subbed. Really sorry about all the problem you ran through.
Hey, thank you, Mavmove, appreciate it. All right, but then he's like, "Blue screen, sorry dude, can we continue?" And we just rehost, no need, blah blah blah, right? And then there's like, I'm confused. There's 2 Mirages, right? And then what we ended up doing is we ended up having an admin, right? Where I had PK Chips go and host the lobby for them, making sure the fake Mirage doesn't join, and then start as soon as we all have all 6 players in there that needed to be in there. This wasn't the only example of people trying to like cheat their way into the tournament. Right? There was lots of examples of it. There were lots of examples of people pretending, especially from round 1 to 2 and round 2 to 3, that they should have moved on, They were trying to use these issues we had to get back into the tournament. And whenever we like found somebody, like something that happened very frequently is we found somebody that didn't like belong into the tournament, and we're like, "Oh, you're not in the tournament anymore. You're out. What are you doing?" Right? Right? And then they started just shouting at us, insulting us. The people were just straight up lying to us about a lot of things. There was a guy that just came, like, talked to Mickey, and told her, hey, Baumi told me that I can't play in the next round. And then she just like walked into my room and was like, did you tell him? And I'm like, no, I didn't. I don't know who that is. Because I was actually, the only thing I was working on the entire time was actually setting up the spreadsheets so we can continue on with the tournament. I actually personally wasn't handling any of the like one-on-one interaction with any of the players. I was only really doing the spreadsheeting. So at that point, we're like, you know, we didn't tell you that. Like, you're out and you lost, right? And then he just starts spamming all the channels with like, like insults, like just ended up having to ban that guy, right? And like when you ban somebody in Discord, you delete their messages and they're no longer here. So that's where the Reddit thread comes in, right? And I am so sorry about how that went. I'm so sorry. It just... So what ended up happening is the guy ended up messaging me. I didn't see the message. I didn't. I can show you my Discord messages, my most recent ones. Like, right, this right here is Mickey, right? And then we've got Chris and his Hotbit, right? And then we have so many people that messaged me. Like, this is all from yesterday. It's crazy. I had so many messages. Like at one point my Discord just gave up, right? It didn't, like, it's just like I had so many messages. I just didn't see it, right? So what then ends up happening is he goes talk to like a bunch of our people, and I don't know who made the call to say that he isn't in the tournament anymore. Wasn't me. I'm not gonna go look it up because I'm not here to shift blame. Right? That's not what I'm here to do. I don't want to call anybody out. But the only thing I saw at that stage was I had 50 people screaming at me that they got unfairly disqualified, while they are actually just trying to cheat their way back into the tournament. And then one more person shows up saying that they got unfairly disqualified and accuses us of racism. So at that state, like our entire admin team is incredibly stressed out. It's just not in good shape, right? And he says, like, did he get disqualified because he was Chinese? Like, are we racist? And I'm just saying, I just reply yes and just move on. Because at that stage, like, looking at how everybody else was behaving, if somebody comes at me like that, I just assumed that, they weren't honest. And I apologize for that. We should have looked more into the specific case. We should have tried to get him back into the bracket. But if you come at me like that, like, I'm just human, like, and then I made a joke, I just said yes because I think it's funny. Like, it's like that one time somebody showed up in my chat and asked, are you Ice Rock? I just said yes because I think it's funny. Right? The guy did not get disqualified for having a Chinese name. I mean, I that's just not at all true, right? Like, and I remember at the bottom of the bracket, we still had some people of there's a guy, right? Like, if we look right here, you can see that, this is Chinese, I believe. I'm not entirely sure. I don't actually speak Chinese, right? Oh, by the way, funny enough, this is the Mirage guy I was talking about. So this is the real Mirage, right? Like, the fake Mirage tried to copy that exact name. He had his name set up to look exactly like that. Right? But there's like somebody else that's Chinese. Like, I don't care if your name is Chinese. Like, I don't give a shit, That's just not a big deal to me. But I couldn't deal with somebody coming in the middle of all of that and being this aggressive towards us while we're just trying to fix, like, mistakes that happen and unfortunate events that happen. And I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. I really am. I really just wanted to run a tournament, I just wanted to have a tournament for like the community. I didn't get anything out of this. I didn't stream it on my channel. Like, in fact, I shut down my stream early. Like, I usually on Sundays I have Pathfinder, I have friends come over, and it's always really fun, and I canceled that. You know, and then I go on Reddit and I see this guy. I see this guy like accusing us of trying to fit our friend into this bracket instead of him. This guy's funny. Just got a message, right? Hello, I had a Luna free once and it was dope. Thank you. Right? But we were accused of adding somebody like this guy. Like, right, I actually found earlier, as I was going through my messages a little bit, found that this guy actually sent me a message on Saturday, right? Like, the slime dude, like, but we were accused of adding this guy in and that he was one of our friends. I have never talked to this person. You can see this is the first message I ever received from him. I honestly didn't see it as well, right? Again, so many fucking messages, right? And I'm like, so the thing is that I actually had a friend of mine in the tournament, you know? Like, wait. Camper right here. This is a friend of mine, real life friend of mine. I've known him for a really, really long time. I can show him to you on my friend. Oh, there he is, actually. I showed that earlier. But, like, you know, this guy is on my friends list and everything. Right? Again, so really good, long time friend of mine. And he played in the tournament. And he made it to round 3, right? And then he lost, and he's out. He's out. He didn't make it past that. And I didn't mean to cheat anybody. I just wanted to run a tournament for the people, you know. And honestly, I people. Now everybody's acting like the tournament was a huge failure and everything was terrible. But like, to be completely honest, I don't really agree with that, because there were some people that didn't get what they deserved. Right? And some people that didn't get treated as well as they should have been, and they didn't get the opportunities that they should have gotten. And I'm really sorry about that. But for the largest majority of it, once we made it past round 3, everything went really smoothly. Honestly, day 2 was great, right? Semifinals were really interesting to watch. Finals were actually probably the best auto games match I've ever seen. And if you wanna watch auto chess, you should probably watch that finals game. Like, seriously, if you have any interest in auto chess, you should go watch the finals game of the tournament. Like, it was the best auto chess game I have ever seen. I haven't seen that many matches, you know, like, I've played a lot, but I don't really watch that many streamers. But even the ones that I have seen from streamers were nowhere near as good as that one. It was actually crazy close, like, bunch of plot twists, lots of like you know, like, interesting strategies. It was just a really good game, right? And yeah, I'm really sorry for how things went. I don't know what else to say. Nothing was done out of maliciousness. I never meant to harm anybody. I just wanted to run a tournament, and I'm sorry. And that's really all I can say. So yeah. I won't host another tournament. Like, what I can say though is, if somebody does want to host a tournament, I actually think my format, top 4 moves on, bottom 4 gets eliminated, top 4 is seeded according to results. Semi-finals are best of 2 match, finals is just a single match. I think my format worked really, really well. And if anybody else wants to host auto chess tournaments, I think you might want to give that format a try. Right, that's all. That's all. I honestly, I didn't ever mean to, like, to profit of the tournament. Like, I know people are gonna point out a bunch of things like, oh, you know, like it was on Beyond the Summit channel, but like only reason why I did that is because I wanted to focus on running the tournament, and I thought they could put on a good show, and I wanted people to enjoy watching it. I think they did put on a good show, you know. And then you're gonna say that, oh, it was called the Balmy Auto Chess Open. It wasn't called that. It was actually just Beyond the Summit calling it that, and I didn't tell them to call it that. And if you look at all of the things that I've ever written, it's called the Auto Chess Open. That's what I called it. My name was never on any of this. Right? You can say it was a sub goal of mine, but actually we never reached that sub goal. And I also always, I don't think we reached that sub goal. I'm not actually entirely sure, but I actually was organizing the tournament long, like before if we reached it, before we reached it. Like I had been organizing that tournament even for a while. Like oftentimes what I'll do is I'll just kind of like put up a sub goal, but like just get started on it, because it's usually something I want to do anyway. And this was one of those cases. Alright, and I told people, it's not like I kept it secret. I told people from day one. I don't know, but that's just it, and I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm gonna stop now. I'm gonna go play some game or something.